Good afternoon. So I'm doing my video for the week. Not really being very consistent lately, but I think that that's okay. And as long as I don't make you guys feel like I'm supposed to be consistent, I think we're all good. Um, excuse me, I'm dying. It's raining. I'm working. I'm taking my break to talk to you, and today is my instructional video on how to be supportive, because I don't think a lot of people really know how to be supportive. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about supporting in a general sense. It dawned on me this morning while I was sitting in the car with my mother that, I have gone through a lot the last couple of months to get to where I am now, where my rational brain is starting to work with me and not against me. That is in part because, yes, as I've admitted in my blog, I am back on medication. And this time it is solely to get myself grounded so I can do the other work that I need to do, the meditating, the therapy, because my anxiety was just not, it had reached its peak. But it's, this time I think I found the right thing to help me get along, and one of the things I noticed is that it's a lot of little things. There are a lot of little things that I am becoming aware of that are just, that maybe to you or to anybody else they seem like, well, duh, but to me it's saving my life, and it could save other people's lives, people who have addictions, who have had addictions, who have any sort of mental unwellness. Little things like, oh, so this is how it's supposed to feel when I wake up in the morning. It's just even that little bit, and sometimes we find ourselves explaining to the people around us, well, I discovered this today, and they look at you like, and I discovered that years ago. Like, that's life, but we're learning on a completely different level than other people. For example, when I'm thinking about relationships, my relationships have always been very tumultuous, and I've never really thought on them, hence why I'm divorced at 31. Kind of run right into things guns a-blazing and not really thinking, and it's like, and now I'm seeing the natural progression of a relationship. We just got our first apartment together. I don't feel the need to talk about babies and marriage and all that, because I feel like we're doing it one step at a time. And of course, a lot of people would go, duh. But people like me don't have those duh moments, because we are not programmed that way. So I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is, no matter how small someone's accomplishment is, even going to the literal, like you've been sober for 2 days. Yes, applaud that person. That's 2 days that they were sober. I went a whole week without having a manic breakdown. Yes, applaud that person. Just because you don't have manic breakdowns, or you don't have an addiction to what you're drinking or smoking or whatever, it doesn't matter. That person needs to know sometimes that they have the support. And sometimes I find myself talking about these things out loud, and I feel like a broken record, because to me it's all really new and exciting. But to some people it's like whatever. So I get nervous especially when I'll be talking to Michael, and I'll be like, oh, so this is what it's supposed to, and this is how we're supposed, and he's looking at me like, yeah. I mean, he's very supportive, don't get me wrong, but I could see that little look of like, you're getting it. So what I'm trying to say is, no matter how small the accomplishment, and no matter how little time, or how little bit of patience that the other person has built within themselves, always be applaud it. it's okay to do that. It's like it's okay to be like, you're on the right track, and if the person talks about it all the time, maybe that's what they need. And if you are a person that can listen to it all the time, that is your individual right, but then you just present that in a way that is not offensive. Um, I don't even know how to, because to me personally, I'm very compassionate, so I'll sit and listen to anybody for however long. It doesn't bother me, but if you can think of any proper way to tell someone, oh yeah, I'm very supportive of what you're doing, now just go and do it. Don't talk about it, just go and do it. I guess that's the best way I can think of it, is it's great that you're talking about it, but now just keep doing it. And saying that in a positive light, then you're on the right track for supporting the people around you as well. So that's what I wanted to say today. Any other news? No, not really. Working, apartment. I'm planning on finally sitting down and I'm going to write the book. I still have poetry book number 3 that I'm starting to add words to, but that's going to take some time. Poetry book 1 and 2 are available on lulu.com, as well as Amazon, and I believe Barnes & Noble. You can look me up on Lulu, Alyssa Catapano, if you're interested in buying the books. And yeah, and I plan on working on this memoir that I'm not going to go any more into detail about, because I want it to be just, I want it when it's ready, it's ready. So thank you for your support, and thank you for listening and understanding that these little things, like waking up Friday morning and going, I'm going to write the book. Well, where have you been the past 7 years saying you were going to write the book? Well, now I'm going to write it. So I just felt like sharing that. And your support is why I keep doing it. So thank you. And, and I wanted to give a shout out to Chris Grasso, who is the author and indie spiritualist. He wrote Dead Set on Living, which is a compilation of interviews with spiritual gurus and basically other people who have dealt with some really tough stuff in their life, and how they've reached some sort of spiritual enlightenment, and not like the silly kind, the raw, like how you get from, you're dead set on living. How do you decide that you want to live and inspire? And he reached out to me after I emailed him, and he kind of helped me to put in perspective how I want to get there with speaking, and touching on addiction, and touching on mental unwellness, and touching on, just spiritual growth and healing. So thank you for your words, Chris Grasso. That was very, very helpful. So that's what I wanted to say. And I hope everybody has a good day. I really wish there was a better way to produce these videos where I didn't look brainy, and whatever. One step at a time, right? One step at a time. All right. Bye-bye.